No, it felt good. Like I said, you know, someone asked me just a few minutes ago how it felt, and it was pretty heartbreaking for me to not be in the finals, as the Ultimate Fighter was something I've been working towards for the past 3 or 4 years. So, you know, obviously, as everyone knows, I lost that semifinal fight against Kelvin, and that was something that really stuck with me every day in training camp these last 4 months, and I really boiled on it and you know, use it as motivation every day in the gym. So, you know, the fight against Kevin Cassey was a really tough one, tougher than I thought it was going to be, in fact. But you know, I got it done. I know he's got a lot of good training partners, and also had some redeeming to do himself. So, you know, I think it was a great fight, and I was just glad to be here.
How tight was that triangle?
The triangle was so tight, but I tell you what was really tight was the armbar. And triangle is one of those things where, you know, if you don't tap, you know, you go to sleep and you wake up and, you know, shit, I lost. It sucks, you know. But an armbar is something that, you know, you can lose, and you can, you know, really injure your limb and be out of training for a long time. So the armbar what was really worried me, but you know, I was able to get out of it and continue on with the fight.
You had some ridiculous defense with that. Can you explain like how you went through that process and getting to do it?
With the defense, I was trying to be as tactical as I could about it, and you know, just remember what my coaches had taught me to get out of it. And then at one point, it just turned into a oh shit moment, and just try to slam him as hard as I could to get out of it.
Yeah, honestly, did you ever kind of go out for a minute? Or?
No. Like I said, the triangle was tight, but it was the armbar that had worried me for sure.
How's the arm feeling following that armbar count?
Oh, the arm's fine. The arm is fine. Everything's fine. I don't have any injuries. You know, I'm going to take a few days off. I got a couple guys that are trying out for the Ultimate Fighter 18 in Vegas on Monday, so I'm going to enjoy the weekend, accompany them on Monday, and then fly back home and you know, see what the UFC has in store for me next.
What was your impression of Kevin Cassey coming into the fight? What did you expect from him?
You know, Kevin is a guy that got a lot of negative feedback while he was, you know, while the show was airing, you know, just for certain things that had happened. And I think that, you know, for those who followed the season and saw what had happened, where him not coming off the stools, I think he legitimately had a medical condition going on. You know, I don't know what you know, what his condition was coming into the fight. I know I spoke with him briefly beforehand, and he said the UFC had required some extra blood work and stuff to make sure that he was fit enough to fight, and I guess he had passed all the necessary tests. So, you know, I think that I didn't dislike Kevin at all, whereas a lot of people had a bad impression of him. I didn't dislike him, but, you know, I just had to take care of business tonight, and that's what that was.
Josh, do you think you should win a submission defense bonus of the night?
If they have those, Mike, I'd sure take it. I appreciate that.
Just curious, man.
You had auditioned quite a few times for the Ultimate Fighter. Exactly how many times was it that you had auditioned for the show?
I had tried out 4 times, and really it was a pretty crazy journey for me. Originally, the first time I tried out was in Ultimate Fighter Season 10. Now, this is a story that they kind of ran a little bit behind the scenes as this season was airing. But what had happened in that first tryouts, I ended up tearing my quad muscle, and I got a bad blood clot. It's actually a pretty big scar on my leg. Yeah, and so people ask what happened now. I joke around and tell them it was a shark bite, you know. But this is a serious, this is something really serious. Yeah, it's a blood clot. This is a condition that you know, I had family history of, and I almost lost this leg, and that was just the first time I tried out. And they didn't even take middleweights that season. That was the season that Kimbo signed on, and they ended up you know, going with heavyweights. So this was just like an ongoing journey for me, an ongoing process, and you know, as some people may know, I wasn't even going to come try out for Season 17. It was a couple close friends of mine, Mitchell and Rich are their names, and they convinced me maybe a couple days before the tryouts, hey man, you really got to go. You've tried out so many times. It'd be dumb to give up on your dream now. So it was kind of like a last minute, you know, spur of the moment thing, and you know, holy crap, I'm glad I did now, you know.
How badly do you want to fight against Uriah if, you know, that should come to fruition now that you've won your fight?
Yeah, I think that I think our paths will cross eventually. You know, I like Kelvin's chances tonight. You know, and I'm not just saying that because he beat me. I think that Kelvin has a lot of skills, brings a lot of skills to the table that could give Uriah problems. You know, Kelvin is one of those guys where I didn't train with him, but you know, just from listening to his teammates that had trained with him on the show, you know, they all said that that for the most part he didn't get the better of really anybody in the training room. You know, just he was kind of mediocre at all things, but he's a special fighter in the fact that he puts all the pieces together while he's in there, and he's got an intensity about him that I really like and admire in a fighter. So I'm looking forward to this fight tonight and see what happens.
You seem pretty comfortable with all the media. You know, are you as comfortable in reality as you seem?
Yeah, I'm really comfortable. You know, this is something that you know, MMA consumes my life. I eat, sleep, and breathe it every day. You know, this debut for me is something that at 8 or 9 years in the making. I've been doing this since I was 16 years old. You know, I have my own amateur promotion in Florida that you know that I run, and so the media and stuff like that is not something that's new to me. It's something that, you know, that is necessary and part of the sport to help it grow, and I just want to do that.
Kevin was really intense tonight and really committed to that submission exchange, but slowly over time he started to wear. When did you realize that the momentum really was swinging in your corner and you were probably going to get finished?
At the end of the first round, I think there was maybe a minute or two left in the first round, and he really was. He had a lot of high output in his submission attempts, and he was really trying to land some heavy blows, and he did. He landed some heavy strikes, some heavy punches and elbows, and I could hear my corner just saying, just hold on tight, hold on tight. He's going to get tired. He's getting tired. So I kind of just listened and held on and let him land what he was going to land. I felt that he didn't have enough power to really stun me too much, and I knew that sooner or later he would get tired. And as soon as I was able to get up and get in the clinch, then it was something that I knew would really wear him down even more.
You tried out for the Ultimate Fighter many seasons before, and now you're here and you're officially on the roster. Not even you're not going to get another fight due to the show. You're going to get a fight because you have a victory inside the UFC. What does that mean to you now to be a UFC fighter?
It means a lot. It's everything. It's everything every MMA fighter should want. You don't join this sport to fight anything less than UFC. If you do, then you're not doing it right. So, I finally made it here, and I just want to stay here. The whole experience has really been a special journey for me. Just the whole thing, from Burt backstage to Bruce Buffer to all you guys here that are making it all possible and making the experience really something special for me.
Josh, are you happy with the way that you're portrayed in the show, during the show?
I've gotten this question a few times, and being a heel or whatever you guys want to call it, or however I'm portrayed on the show, I think I was portrayed negatively, and it's not an actor that's on those those clips. That's me. It's me talking, and they showed what they choose to show. But the important thing to me is that I'm striking a nerve in the fans somehow, whether it be negatively or positively, as long as I'm invoking some emotion in them and that they're paying attention to me fighting. I'm fine with however the fans want to see me, as long as they're fans and they're watching me fight.
Josh, what were your overall thoughts on John Jones as a coach this season?
Jones was a good coach. Coming onto the show, I was actually a really big fan of Chael's. I kind of watched and studied Chael because I was intrigued by his showmanship, and his promotional abilities was something that I thought was really cool and special. But Jones is obviously #1 or #2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He's my age. He's 25, 26, and he was still there, almost every day, making sure that his guys got better. Jones was a good coach, but who I was really impressed by was his assistant coaching staff. John Wood, Frank Mir, Ricky Lundell, and those guys, Bubba Jenkins, all those guys, really paid a lot of special attention to us, and made sure that we were getting better every day for the short time that we were there.
Do you have a prediction for the John Chael fight?
I think John is going to win, obviously. One thing that really struck me about Chael was how freaking giant and huge he is. He was there training every single day with his team, while the show was being filmed, and that was something that I thought was cool. And, his reasoning behind that was, as long as he's training and doing the things that his team's doing every day, he knows how they were feeling, and he knows whether they're overtrained, undertrained. He's kind of in the, on the front lines with him, as he put it. So I thought that was a really cool and admirable thing that kind of made an impact on me when it comes to Chael. But by all means, I think John is going to win.
Josh, does this victory feel any different than the ones in the house?
Coming into the fight, I tried to envision it kind of just as another fight in the house. Kevin Cassey is one of those guys where I could have had to fight him at any given time on the house, especially if he'd won that wild card fight and made it to the semis. But it does feel different. I had 30 or 40 of my closest friends and family from Florida come with me for this fight. And like I said, the whole experience, Burt, Bruce Buffer, all the guys, all the TVs and cameras. It's a little bit different than the show was. So no, it's not the same as having a victory on the show. It's something different altogether.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you guys.